the National Assembly Chambers Parliament buildings, and it is a broadcast that is brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in partnership with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. A warm welcome to you, and we are glad that you're joining us for these proceedings this morning. Currently on your screens, that is inside the National Assembly Chambers. Members of the National Assembly should be making their way into the House to, of course, get ready to consider the business that is lined up for consideration this morning. That is the entrance into the House. And we shall take a glimpse at some of the priority business that the members shall be considering this Wednesday morning during this particular plenary sitting. And in the order of business that is lined up for consideration, there is a bill originating from the National Assembly. This is a bill sponsored by Honorable Marianne Keitani. This is a bill on the Kenya Information and Communications. It's a bill that seeks to amend the Communications Act, Cap 411A, to amend the Kenya Information and Communication Act, Cap 411A, to provide for internet billing by internet service providers for metered billing of internet use that is based on consumption in order to mitigate exploitation and to secure economic interests of internet users, of course, as provided for in the Constitution, that is Article 46 of the Constitution of Kenya. This particular bill will require that internet service providers develop and deploy quality metered billing system capable of monitoring customer usage, convert to readable details, and creating invoices based on based on consumption and align their metrics with the value the customers get from various internet services. A bill that is coming up for first reading. Of course, after the first reading, then the bill will be committed to the relevant committee for it to be able to engage the members of the public, that is public participation on this particular bill. Then it will later come back to the House for debate, consideration, and later on, also, if there are amendments that may be moved, then they shall be considered. That is through the process of the lawmaking. Also this morning is that the members of the National Assembly shall consider two bills at the Committee of the Whole House stage. The County Governments Amendment Bill, a bill originating from the Senate. It is a bill that is co-sponsored by the Honorable Timothy Toroitich. Also, the Basic Amendment Bill, Basic Education Amendment Bill. This is a bill that is originating from the National Assembly and sponsored by the Honorable Member for Mathare, Honorable Anthony Oluoch. A bill that basically seeks to address a long-standing structural gap in Kenya's education system, that is the legal status and state funding of informal schools. The primary focus of the bill is to formally recognize, regulate, and mainstream alternative provision for basic education and training institutions into the formal education framework. The Honorable Member for Gilgil, Martha Wangare, who is a member of the Speaker's panel, is in the chamber. Allow me to hand you over.
Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and parliament for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we shall treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Sergeant at Arms, ring the bell for 10 minutes.
Well, the prayer has been said and the chair taken. However, there is a quorum hitch at the commencement of the House. The member for Gilgil, Honorable Martha Wangare, a member of the Speaker's panel, the first chairperson of committees, has directed that the quorum bell be rung for 10 minutes. This is, of course, to give room to the members of the National Assembly to be able to make their way into the chamber and join their colleague, and also, most importantly, enable the House attain the quorum for it to be able to commence as provided for in the House standing order. So as we wait for that, we shall continue to take a look at some of the priority business that the members shall this morning transact for this plenary sitting or during this plenary sitting. Earlier on, I had indicated to you that the House shall be considering two bills that are lined up for consideration at the Committee of the Whole House stage. The County Government's Amendment Bill, originating from the Senate and co-sponsored by the Honorable Member for Marakwet West, Honorable Timothy Toroitich, and also the Basic Education Amendment Bill, originating from the National Assembly, the bill that is sponsored by the Honorable Member for Madare, Honorable Anthony Oluoch. The Basic Education Amendment Bill is one that seeks to address a long-standing structural gap in Kenya's education system, the legal status and the state funding on, or rather of informal schools. The bill proposes amendments to Basic Education Act 2013 to be able to bridge the gap between formal public schools and non-formal learning centers, which heavily serve informal settlements and marginalized regions. This is a bill that will be considered at the Committee of the Whole House stage to be able to consider various amendments. In terms of legal recognition for this particular amendment, it integrates the APBET. This is the alternative provision for basic education and training institutions, schools directly into the statutory definition of basic education. It also changes their status from temporary community-led initiatives to legally recognized and 15 recognizes different categories of APBET institutions, including the adult and continuing education centers, the non-formal education learning centers, the vocational training centers, alternative basic education programs, which are referred to as non-formal schools, or mobile schools, night schools and home schools. However, presently there is no proper recognition of such schools in the Basic Education Act 2013. It is on this background that the bill seeks to streamline the Basic Education Act 2013 to align it with the Update Policy 2009 and the Basic Education Regulations 2015 in order to fully embrace and mainstream alternative provision for basic education and training, that is Update schools, into the formal education structures or system. This is a bill that, as I had indicated earlier, is coming up for consideration at the Committee of the Whole. This is the time when members shall be able to consider any amendments that may have been moved regarding this particular bill. This morning also the bill that seeks to amend the Penal Code, that is the Penal Code Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 53 of 2024, also by the Honorable Member for Madare, Anthony Oluoch, is coming up or is scheduled to resume on its debate. It's a bill that is at its second reading stage. The bill is lined up for debate resumption after it was interrupted on the Wednesday of June 24th, the year 2026, during the morning sitting. There is a balance.
Sergeant at Arms will do another 5 minutes.
So the quorum bell, there is a further 5-minute quorum bell that has been added for the House to be able to correct. We have seen members walk into the chamber. However, the quorum has not yet been attained. And of course, we shall continue to take a look at the priority business that is lined up for consideration. The Basic Education Amendment Bill, there are amendments that the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education intends to be moving following amendments to the Basic Education Amendment Bill 2025 that is at the Committee of the Whole House. Remember, the committee engaged the public on their views, to collect their views, and table their report with the proposed amendments to the bill, and also consider those amendments at the Committee of the Whole House stage. So that is part of the business that shall be transacted this morning. The Penal Code Amendment Bill, originating from the National Assembly, is coming up for a resumption of debate. It's a bill that is at its second reading stage. And the bill seeks to amend the Penal Code to delete Section 266. The proposed amendment will decriminalize suicide and enable attempted suicide to be seen as a serious problem requiring mental health interventions and not be treated as a criminal offense. The bill that once the amendment sails through is that it will decriminalize suicide and enable attempted suicide to be seen as a serious problem requiring mental health interventions and not be treated as a criminal offense. In backing this particular amendment is that the sponsor of the bill indicates that reducing the global suicide rate by 1/3 by 2030 is a target of both the United Nations, the Sustainable Development Goals, and the World Health Organization. that global mental health action and also global mental health action plan. Various countries have committed to taking measures in this direction. The World Health Organization policy brief on decriminalization of suicide provides that an impediment to meeting this goal is the fact that suicide and suicide attempts remain illegal in at least 23 countries worldwide. A decriminalization of suicide and suicide attempts represents one critical step governments can take in their efforts to prevent suicide, and also further that criminalizing suicide will not prevent people from acting on suicidal thoughts, and it simply stops them from reaching out and seeking help in times of acute crisis. So this is a bill that seeks to address that.
Honourable members, will begin the proceedings of the House.
The quorum has been attained.
First order.
Allow me to hand you over.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
We shall come after a while to order number 2. We shall revisit it in the course of these proceedings. But in the meantime, Majority Leader, to lay some papers.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 1st July 2026, this morning sitting. Reports of the Auditor General Financial Statements for the year ended 30th June 2021, 30th June 2022, 30th June 2023, 30th June 2024, and 30th June 2025, and the certificates they are in respect of the following schools: Daadab Secondary School, Githunguchu Secondary School, Godoma Secondary, Itugururu High School, Kaaga Boys Secondary, Magarini Girls Secondary, Makanyanga Secondary, Mariakani Secondary, Njambindi Boys High, Shurie Secondary, and Umusalama Girls Secondary School. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to lay.
Very well. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
There are some questions, there are some statements to be requested. But before we do that, allow me to recognize in the Speaker's Gallery visiting delegation from Alternative Provision for Basic Education, APBET from Mathare constituency, Nairobi County. Kindly join me in the House to welcome you to observe the proceedings of the House. I am told you're the guest of the member for Mathare, and because he's the one going first to request a statement, I'll indulge you. Before you request your statement, you can also welcome them. Yes, right now.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to welcome to this House the directors, teachers, and school heads of the Alternative Provisions for Basic Education. The third reading that we are engaging in today is a brainchild of these directors and teachers. This is a process that I began in the 12th Parliament. And during that time, the bill went up to the second reading. Unfortunately, we broke for the 2022 elections before we could get this bill to the stage where it is. I want to thank you very much. There are close to about 3 million students who fall within the alternative provisions for basic education and who are unaccounted for in our basic education system. You appointed me to become the ambassador for alternative provisions for basic education, a role which I took with a lot of vigor, and it has resulted in this bill coming today for the committee stage and hopefully the passage for it then to go to a third reading and assent. Karibu, welcome, and follow the proceedings, and we encourage your students that through the affirmative action that this constitution recognizes, these children are not children of a lesser God. Hopefully, they will also become part of the mainstream children like the other children in the Republic of Kenya. Karibu and follow the proceedings. Asante. So I may proceed then to go with my statement.
Yes, Honorable Member for Mathare, and I want to also congratulate you by the fact this bill has come. I remember in the 12th Parliament, you are very vigorous in championing for it. And it applies to very many provisions, including the right to getting food in the community centers and schools that are sponsored by alternative government and non-profit. And I think this is a very commendable bill that you have brought to this House. Go ahead and request your statement.
I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, I rise to request a statement regarding the rising cases of abduction and missing persons in Mathare constituency. And I hasten to say this has nothing to do with the 25th demonstrations. These are just people who have been missing. I need to make that very clear. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the alarming increase in cases of missing persons within Mathare constituency. Honorable Speaker, in recent weeks, several residents of Mathare constituency have been reported to have disappeared under unclear circumstances. Among them are Mr. Joel Karaoke Mwai, a business person and a former MCA aspirant who was allegedly abducted or went missing on the 18th of June 2026 by armed individuals in civilian clothing around Mashimoni area. There is also Mr. Michael Olo Osura, who went missing on the 19th of June 2026 in Umoja around Caltex. Mr. Maximilian Kiarie, who was reportedly abducted on the 20th of June 2026 by individuals operating an unmasked vehicle around Kizito Stage in Githurai, and Mr. Abdulaziz Molu, also popularly known as Zozu, a resident of Kiamaikol, whose whereabouts remain unknown and is the subject of the demonstration you saw yesterday on TV. Honorable Speaker, the reported incidences have caused great anxiety among families and residents, particularly given allegations that the victims were taken by individuals claiming to be security officers. Efforts by families to obtain information from relevant security agencies regarding the whereabouts of the missing persons have reportedly yielded no information. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1, the whereabouts and welfare of Mr. Joel Karaoke Mwai, Mr. Michael Olo Osura, Macmillian Kiarie, and Abdulaziz Molu, aka Zozu. I hasten to add, Honorable Speaker, that one of them I saw on the mainstream media has since been found, for which I am very grateful as Member of Parliament, and so we are still pursuing the other 3. 2, whether any unit of the National Police Service, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, or any other state agency was involved in their arrest, detention, and disappearance. And 3, the measures being taken by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration to investigate these incidences, prevent arbitrary abductions if indeed they are, and if not, or any enforced disappearances, and safeguard the rights and security of residents of Mathare constituency and the citizens of Kenya. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Tongoyo, this is to your committee. Give Tongoyo the mic.
Madam Speaker, considering that the House is going for recess tomorrow, I can get the response immediately the first Wednesday when we resume back. But considering the importance, sensitivity of the matter, the sooner I get the response, I can also as well send to the member.
Honorable Mwago, is it on the same?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to join my colleague and my neighbor from Mathare constituency in seeking for a clear statement from the concerned committee, because there have been increased cases of abductions in Nairobi, and you know the volatile nature of Nairobi, which has caused protests that have led even to death of one person, and the youth are still protesting. They are demanding for the release of Zizu and the other people who are missing. So we'd like the Interior, the administration and Interior Security Ministry to actually tell us what's going on and produce those people so that we can mitigate more deaths, because people are still protesting, people are still very angry on the ground. Given the nature of Nairobi as of now,
You have made your point.
we don't really need.
You have made your point, Honorable Mwago, because this was Honorable Oluoche's statement. And I think, Honorable Tongoyo, yesterday, you indicated that the meeting you were to have with the CS and the security organs did not kick off. So these are some of the issues you can do a global view about. But on this specific one, you'll give the response the first week on resumption. But if you get that response before, during the recess, share with Honorable Tom Oluoch. Next statement, Mwago.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to seek a statement from regarding the perennial fires at Gikomba Market. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding status of investigations into perennial fires at Gikomba Market. Honorable Speaker, on the 21st June 2026, a fire broke out at Gikomba Market, resulting in the deaths of at least 2 people, injuries to several persons, and the destruction of property worth millions or rather billions of shillings at Gikomba Market. Gikomba Market has suffered numerous devastating fires over the years, including incidents in 2015, 2018, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2024, and twice in 2025, and the recent one that broke out in 2026, with each incident causing extensive destruction to businesses and livelihoods. Despite investigations and assurances by the government that measures would be implemented to address the root causes of the fires, the market continues to experience the recurring fires. Previous investigations have attributed some of the fires to faulty electrical installations within the market. However, reports emerging from the latest incident indicate that there was no electricity in the affected section at the time of the fire broke out, raising concerns regarding the actual causes of the recurring incidents. The frequency and circumstances surrounding the fires have raised public concern and suspicion that some of the incidents may possibly indicate arson. Honorable Speaker, it is again in this background that I seek a request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. A, the status of investigations into the fire that occurred at Gikomba Market on the 21st June 2026, including whether any evidence has been established regarding possible criminal activity, including arson. The findings and recommendations of the previous investigations into the fires that have occurred at Gikomba over the years, and the extent to which those recommendations have been implemented. Measures being taken by the government to permanently address the recurring fires at Gikomba Market, and plans by the government to compensate the families of the victim and the affected traders, and to facilitate restoration of business operations within. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Tongoyo, again, this goes to you. Also note that this is not the first time this issue of Gikomba has come to the floor. It has come over and over. It's a recurrent issue. So as you seek the statement, you seek to address the recurrence of this incident.
Obliged Speaker, but it's also important to note that majority, like what happens in these markets, there are shared functions. Actually, majority of markets are being run by the county governments. So it may be something that may need a concurrent or by also the county governments on the matters, mitigations, and long-term solution to this.
When do you bring the response?
I can do the first week on resumption.
And
Speaker.
remember, under Article 125 of the Constitution, you can seek an answer from anyone, including
No,
the
it's
county
true.
government.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, well, yeah.
Thank you. So first week on resumption, Mwago.
Okay, to add on to what the chair has said, this issue of Gikomba fire, as much as it falls under the county government, has always been brought to the national government attention, and the president of the country has even gone to Gikomba and addressed it. And there was one time he advised that the land should be gazetted and a title deed issued. That has not been forthcoming. He actually
Honorable Mwago, you've already made your point. I have ruled on when this should be done. I have guided the chair on Article 125, Article 189 on cooperation of the two levels of government, ensure that we get this to the floor of this house. Then when the response comes, we can indulge on further questions if it is not sufficient.
That's why you're bringing it to the floor of the house. Because we've tried.
Provisions of standing order for the provisions of standing order for the 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy regarding the prolonged delay in the repair and replacement of faulty electricity transformers in Kuresoi South constituency. Honorable Speaker, access to reliable electricity is essential for economic development, education, healthcare, and the general well-being of citizens. However, communities in several parts of Kuresoi South constituency have experienced prolonged power outages due to faulty transformers that have remained unrepaired and replaced for extended periods of time, despite the matter having been reported to the relevant authorities. The affected transformers includes Kabongoi Primary School, Kamwarot Secondary School, Chebara Secondary School, Timbualo, Trigoi, Chenuku, Kabrengero, Gorova, Lendang transformers. It is reported that some of these transformers were declared faulty and reported for repair and replacement more than 2 years ago, while others have remained non-functional for periods ranging between 6 months and 1 year. Consequently, households, schools, business, health facilities, and other electricity consumers within the affected areas have endured prolonged interruptions in power supply, adversely affecting livelihoods, learning, service delivery, and economic activities. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy on the following. Number one, a report on the state of transformers serving Kambongoi Primary, Kabungorot Secondary, Timbualo, Trigoi, Chenugu, Gorova, Leldañ, Chebara, including the dates when the faults of transformers were reported and the action taken to date. Number two, factors that have contributed to the prolonged delay in repairing or replacing faulty transformers, particularly those that have remained non-functional for more than 2 years. Number three, measures put in place by the ministry and the relevant agencies to restore electricity supply to the affected areas and the timelines for the repair or replacement of the faulty transformers. And number four, long-term measures being implemented to improve maintenance, reduce response time for transformer failures, and ensure reliable electricity supply to consumers in Kuresoi South constituency and other affected areas across the country. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I see these are very very thorny issue, not just in Curaçao. You want to ride on it, on about Troy Teach?
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, the issue raised by Honourable Tonoi cuts across. Honourable Speaker, KPLC must ensure that their transformers are maintained occasionally. Honourable Speaker, they usually take faulty transformers and they take a very long period of time to replace or to repair the same. So, Honourable Speaker, this is an issue that this House must take seriously so that KPLC addresses that issue with finality. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you. Sunguli.
Madam Speaker, that statement is very important, especially the fourth matter that the honorable member raised. I think myself that the ministry needs to come and address us on what is the quality of transformers they are giving to us nowadays. And how this planting of those posts onto the ground, is it really being done professionally? Why are they falling down everywhere? And they don't have a mechanism for putting them in place. So I think we really must take this statement very crucially and have the minister himself come and address us on these issues.
Haji.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. This is a very important statement, and it cuts across almost the whole country. In my constituency, the generator that serves the constituency became faulty, and they brought it to Nairobi, kept it here for 1 month, took it back. After 2 days, they said, oh, the fault has not been rectified. They brought it back to Nairobi, and I'm told for the last now 1 week, it's on the way. On the way from here to Nairobi, we normally take 2 days. But this now is a critical issue. Kenya Power Lightning Company, I think, needs to up its game. And the issue of monopoly, I think this House should look at the issue of monopoly of Kenya Power. We should have a competitor like Kenya Power. When you used to have telephones only from Telecom, we used to have serious issues. But when it came to Airtel and all these, the issue was solved naturally. And therefore, I request this House to look at ways and means of ending this monopoly. Otherwise, this issue will not end. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Wajir West, you are in your place and you can start that debate. It is
very good. I'll start the process.
Honorable Pareyo.
Okay.
Honorable Pareyo, we keep it short because this statement's time.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for allowing me to ride on this issue of transformers. I tend to think that it was only happening in my constituency. But we have a problem with the transformers. One, when these people install these transformers, you try to tell them to install a transformer where there is security. They install a transformer where there is no security, the following day it is gone. And ordinary people cannot remove a transformer from where it is because they fear electricity. So I tend to think that there is an issue or a problem that is going on between these people who install these transformers. And then there's transformers they install wherever they install. It's like they bring it today, it's not working, and they claim that, yeah, we did that, we brought a transformer there, but the transformers they are installing are not working.
Honorable members, we keep it short. You have made your point, Honorable Agnes. Member for Nyando, I want to bring this to a close. No, your mic is not okay.
Oh yeah, this is better. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it is true that we have problems with the transformers. This may also probably have a direct link with the tendering processes and those who win these tenders to bring transformers into the country, Madam Speaker. The quality of the transformers need to be properly checked. This morning, Madam Speaker, unfortunately, in my Ahero market within Nyando constituency, there was an inferno early this morning. 3 shops were burnt down together with all the the goods, items that are being sold in it. And this is attributed to faulty power lines, Madam Speaker. So whereas we have problems with the transformers that probably get damaged and we have to wait forever, they also pose great risk to the lives of the Kenyan population, Madam Speaker. Finally, a long time ago, we used to have transformers that could outlive, or how do I put it? That could last longer. But we don't know what is happening, Madam Speaker, currently. People who are crooks have a way of also opening those transformers and siphoning some oil within those transformers. We don't know what they're used for. So the quality of transformers must be at the core of our consideration moving into the future.
I do not seem to see the chair of the Energy Committee, that is Honorable Gikaria, the deputy, any member of that committee? Because when I listen, I think Honorable Sunkuli actually spoke to the main issue, because the quality, and this affects all of us. In fact, Honorable Tonui, I was actually starting to think it is an Nakuru problem. Just yesterday, I was following some from Gilgil, Shokereria, Karunga, Kambiturkana. I think every member here has to keep calling to find out about these transformers. And I think there's a bigger problem. So, Honorable Wako, because I see you, I do not see the leadership of the committee. This is a matter that is very urgent and should be responded to not just for Nakuru, but across the country. As you can see, even members still want to say something, and it's the same thing. Because I think members have to come to those KPLC offices begging for these transformers to come. The issue of the quality is another issue, because how do they fail? It's installed, after a month, it is out. It doesn't make sense. So I hope that you can relay that to the committee. Honorable Wako.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I will do that, and I'm sure the committee will give it all the attention it deserves. This is a case that is affecting most of us in many of our counties. That is what we are experiencing. And I think we should have serious discussion with KPLC, and the committee should give us proper response. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I am told there is a member of the committee. You have something to say, Honorable Ndege?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to take the responsibility to report back to the committee, and at the same time inform the House that we had a round of checks on our transformers, and we realized there are thousands of faulty transformers dumped somewhere here in Ruiru, which is a confirmation that the quality is an issue, and we need to look deeper into the supplies. I'll consult with my chair, and
we expect the statement the first week
on
resumption.
Yes.
And honorable members, be here to interrogate the statement. If it is not sufficient, we cause the CS to appear here to deal with that issue. Very well. Next order.
Order number 8, the Kenya Information and Communications Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 9 of 2025. First reading. A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Kenya Information and Communications Act. Order number 9, Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable members, we are now in the Committee of the Whole House to consider the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 25 of 2023.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that Clause 2 be part of the bill. Doesn't have amendments. Does it? Yes, there's a proposed amendment. Mover to move. Who is moving? Honorable Tongoyo? Who is the owner of this? Is it Honorable Toroitich? All right, you have a proposed amendment?
Yes. Madam Chair, I propose to move the amendment in clause 2 of the bill as appearing in paragraph A, B, and C. And the justification, Madam Chair, is that we wanted to have the removal of the the county executive to mirror what is happening at national level. So that when you're introducing, you don't necessarily require a higher threshold. We do, to introduce it, we need a quarter. Then, of course, progressively, 2/3, when now you set them in the plenary of the county assembly, where now to set the committee to investigate the conduct, and 2/3 to remove, so that the county assembly members cannot be, of course, jeopardized in their role of oversight role, Madam Chair.
Very well. I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the Chair Administration Committee. Honorable Toroitich, kindly use the intervention if you want to speak on any amendment.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Chair, the proposal under the proposed, first of all, Honorable Speaker, this is a Senate bill. And there was wisdom in trying to amend the provision that currently provides that the requirement to initiate the process of removing a CEC is 1/3 of the members of the county assembly. Honorable Chair, we proposed to 2/3, to increase that threshold to 2/3. Honorable Speaker, this committee has reduced to a quarter. Honorable Speaker, if I give an example, if a county assembly has 30 members of the county assembly, the current provision as it is under the County Governments Act is you need 1/3. 1/3 of 30 is 10. Honorable Speaker, we propose to increase it to 2/3. 2/3 of 30 becomes 20. Honorable Speaker, this committee has further reduced the process to initiate removal of a CEC to a quarter, to 8, if it is 30. A quarter of 30 is 7.5, that is equivalent to 8. Honorable Speaker, in my opinion, this lowering of this threshold would be subject to abuse. Honorable Speaker, would bring instability in county governments, would initiate arbitrary removal of CECs. Honorable Speaker, CECs will be removed on politically motivated grounds. So, Honorable Speaker, I do not respectfully agree with the proposed amendment by the committee. In any case, at the worst case, Honorable Speaker, let us retain what it was.
Honorable Toroitich, you are the co-sponsor of this bill.
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
So your intent was to retain it as 2/3?
No. My intent, Honorable Speaker, was to increase
from
the threshold from a third to 2/3.
Yes.
But this committee has further reduced it to a quarter, which defeats the very purpose and the intent of the proposed amendment.
Sunkuli?
I personally really do not attach too much importance to the office of the CCs. I think this is one of the offices where the taxpayer is spending a lot of money for nothing. And Madam Speaker, the lower the threshold, in my opinion, the better, because they do not serve any important purpose in the running of the county.
Honorable members, are you saying the CECs are not useful in the counties? Honorable Nikal, that is a very serious submission.
Chair, I oppose this amendment of reducing it to a quarter. I think I'm more agreeable with what it was 1/3. Again, 2/3 was making it too high to the extent that now it would be impossible. But I think a third is more reasonable. And it is important to remember that when you deal with people in executive positions being oversight by politicians, they are vulnerable. And many times they are actually technical people. And what technical people do when they feel threatened is actually refuse to act or let things go wrong. They are quite clear this thing is not going to work, but if that is what the politician want, let it be. So I think there's need to actually support them. So mine would be actually to propose, if it's possible, to do further amendment, because if we just propose this, then it goes to 2/3 where it was, which I think is too high.
Very well.
I would propose that if the mover is agreeable, put it back to 1/3 where it was.
Honorable Nyikal, you have actually touched on the issue. If this amendment is lost, the one that takes it to a quarter, we revert back to the way the bill is worded to 2/3, not 1/3. The 1/3 is no longer there because the bill is amending to 2/3. So, honorable members, you will now debate between keeping it at 2/3 or to a quarter, not a third. Honorable Nyamai? Yes, Honorable Nyikal. Hold on, Nyamai.
It is possible that if the mover is willing, they can do a further amendment and now bring the 1/3.
Your mic is lost.
Now it is
yes,
back.
It's back.
It's possible we can do further amendments and bring it to 1/3. What you have done, it was 2/3. Then we said, let's bring it to 1/3. And what we did now is say we reduce it to a quarter. Now, if you reject a quarter, you actually now go back to the 2/3. So the whole thing is lost. So I'm proposing further
Member for
amendments.
Seme,
Yes.
the initial bill has 1/3.
Yes.
The proposed amendment has busting it to 2/3. But the proposed amendment by Honorable Tongoyo takes it to a quarter to introduce. So 1/3 is no longer there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That
Unless it's a further amendment.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking for a further amendment from Honorable Tungoyo from a quarter to 2/3, which actually just takes us back to where we are. But the way it has been done, if we now defeat this bill, then we just now go back to 2/3. So I think 1/3, as was proposed in the proposed amendment, is actually the best.
Honorable Nyamai.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I would like to request the mover to agree with 2/3 so that we are able to support professionals. And also knowing very well that normally governors start very well with their CECs, and then midway, because of politics, because of other interests that we would not want to discuss here, things change, and someone may be forced to act contrary to the law. So I would like to ask the Honorable Tongoyo if he can stick to 2/3. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Very well. Nyatike, are you on this?
I stand to support 2/3. We know which hunting, which do happen at the county level. And if we lower this one, no work will happen down there. And blackmail will be the order of the day. So I support 2/3.
Kajwang?
Madam Speaker, laws must be consistent. 2/3 is not known to law, except everywhere you look, even for women representative or gender equity or composition of the House, you can't reach 2/3. You can't reach 2/3. There's no office anywhere. There is no law, I can tell you, which requires that people should have a threshold of 2/3. And so you are just making it impossible. You're just making it impossible to supervise these people. Make something which is reasonable, but which is more difficult for the governors to joke with these people, but yet something which we can supervise in this House. So, Honorable Tongoyo, Honorable Nyikal has given you the way forward. Give us a further amendment which is reasonable so that we can vote this thing.
1/3.
And honorable members, from my understanding, Honorable Toroitich, this threshold is not for the final vote removal. It is for the initiation of the process to remove. because I think we are confusing the two, because there's a further section that speaks to the actual vote, which we have already set in this house, in the national laws, of a CS, of a president, a deputy president, to be a 2/3. But the initial supporting signatures, that is the issue we are debating. Okay. Yes, Honorable Tongo, before I put the question.
Madam Chair, I think you actually, members are losing the point. We are trying to, if you look there further down, B and C, it progressively now state that after introducing, you are just initiating the issue of impeachment, we make it 1/3 to make it easy and possible, because these CCs are doing oversight. And mark you, that is exactly what is happening in this house. When you want to introduce the issue of impeachment of a minister, you require the same ratio. Now, when you go now to the plenary of the assembly, we make it 2/3. So now that is now where the debates come, reasons come in, and impeachment goes also to 2/3. So I think this is a well-thought amendment that it should be easy to introduce, and voting now we take the threshold.
So which one are you now saying?
Yeah, we remain at a quarter.
That
That is exactly what happens even in National Assembly.
Yes, Nika.
Where is this?
Use the other mic. I don't know, it's a roving microphone.
It's a roving. Madam Chair, I actually agree, but I'm actually calling for a midway. If we go with this and just say yes or no, then what we are dealing with is a quarter and 2/3. Now, what I'm saying is that what the original law was actually a 1/3. Me, for initiation, I think a 1/3 is actually proper. Now, what Honorable Tongoy would have to do is then say, I do further amendment, and instead of a quarter, say a 1/3. I know it just takes us back to where it was, but I think that's, when we come to actual removal, I support 2/3. So that one we don't touch. But initiation, if you just make it a quarter, officers will not work. Some of us have been in these positions. When you feel worried, you just don't, a technical person who is worried is a very dangerous person. So further amendments to make it 1/3 instead of a quarter is what Honorable Tungoyo can help us with.
Unless you do a further amendment.
It's easy, because that's what happened in National Assembly.
Honorable Toritich.
Honorable Speaker, the current statute as it is provides the process to initiate the number required is 1/3 under the current law, the current County Governments Act, Section 40. Honorable Speaker, I had proposed to increase the threshold to 2/3, but the committee has proposed a quarter, which, Honorable Chair, reduces the number further required to initiate the process of removing a CC. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I propose a further amendment to have the number required to introduce the impeachment of a county executive committee member to 1/3. To initiate the process of removal of a county executive committee member to 1/3.
Honorable Toritich, I hear you, but what you are amending actually is not in this, is not the way it is worded. Because in this amendment, we are saying in subsection 2, you cannot say we are amending the threshold to remove a CC. It must be written properly to be accepted as a further amendment, and you must sign it. Honorable members, I know we are wrapping our heads around it. Maybe we can hear the very good discussions from Honorable Nikal. But if you ask me, from my reading of the amendment, and if we revert back to a third, then there is no amendment until section C, which strikes out majority to 2/3. That is the actual vote on the plenary. So that will remain the only amendment in this bill. There will be nothing else if we revert back to 1/3. Not defeated. Not defeated. You cannot say defeated because this is an amendment. Hata akiwithdraw itabaki aje? It has to be his amendment that is withdrawn on the bill. Which amendment? Which one? So A and B goes. Shall I teach? Yes, Honorable Kajwang.
Probably I will whip the House to defeat that amendment, and then we go paragraph by paragraph, so that when we come to C, we approve it. Simple. Yeah. Either he withdraws or we defeat it, and when we come to C, we approve it. It will still be the same thing.
Because what Honorable Chairperson for National Security, Honorable Tongoyo's amendment, is amending A to substitute with a quota, which majority of you don't agree with. It is also amending B by deleting it, and it is deleting C. Yes.
Yeah, I know it is very simple, Madam Chair. The only point of departure here is one, is introducing, when you're initiating, setting the motion of impeachment. And Madam Chair and colleagues, we wanted it to mirror exactly what happened in this House, so that it does not become almost impossible for these MCAs to do their oversight. Of course, when it comes to the plenary, traditionally it sets the committee to investigate, which now they take the threshold to 2/3. Of course, it will come now to the voting, which you will put it at 2/3. And largely, what we are actually, the point of departure here, the proposal of the motion wanted to make it very hard. The threshold of 2/3 make it almost impossible for an MCA to get that number. And I think I hear what Nikal was saying, that we can take it to 1/3, which is exactly what it is under the current laws.
But also realize,
if you are comfortable with that one, it is the move of the motion.
Honorable Tongoyo,
yes.
Honorable Tongoyo, Honorable Toroitich does not have an amendment on this floor.
Yes.
What he has is the bill.
Is the bill.
And he cannot purportedly withdraw the bill unless you drop the bill and, yes. You do not have amendments on the floor. So you can only, honorable members, debate on the amendment by Honorable Tongoyo in relation to the bill as moved by Toroitich. And Honorable Toroitich's bill is 2/3. Honorable Tongoyo's is a quarter. Unless you want to kill the bill. Very well. I think, yes. We have spent enough time on this.
It is important, it's posterity.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if we spend a day just doing this, it's still important. You see, if everything goes as it is, then what is going to happen is the initiation will drop to a quarter. Now,
yes, instead of 2/3.
Yeah, removing is 2/3. So all we are saying for Honorable Tongoyo to do is amend A only, further amendment on A and replace 1/4 by a third. Now, if it does that, then now what comes eventually in the law is that what has been actually increased is removal, which has been taken to 2/3, and that I agree with. But the initiation, you don't make initiation too low. People will make it a joke. So Honorable Tongoyo has got the answer. If he agrees that he amends A only, then we call, as Honorable Kajwanga said, we do A, we do B, we do C separately. Then we will support B and C, but then A as amended. Yeah.
Honorable members, have we crossed the divides? The reason I've actually allowed enough time is because this law is not just about this time. It is a posterity law. And the last 13 years of the county government has also taught us a lot. And it's very proper to refine the laws that are setting up the operations at the county level. Toroitich.
Honorable Speaker, bearing in mind that I have listened to the wisdom of the honorable members, Honorable Speaker, is it possible, understanding order 1, that we have a further engagement on this particular bill so that the bill can be recommitted back?
Honorable members, I think we've spent almost 30 or so minutes already debating this. It will be very unfortunate for this bill to go back, yet it is a very simple amendment. Honorable Tongoyo, if you ask me, to go back will be having wasted the time of this house, so to say. I actually implore on you to ensure that we deal with it because we've already taken so much time on it.
Because I can see Nikal and learned senior counsel there, the Chief Justice. Members, there is nothing wrong or extraordinary in this. There is nothing wrong to make it easy to introduce and make it high threshold when you go now to the real issue of looking the merit and demerit of impeachment. And I think I had made it clear to the House that we wanted exactly to mirror what is happened in the National Assembly, which is at a quarter, then progressively we build the numbers. So I implore the House to accept the amendment so that we progress and move forward. There is nothing that holds anywhere in this House later if they feel fit to reintroduce any amendment that may be considered necessary, Madam Chair, so that at least we move forward. And I call upon you, Carl, we support the committee position so that there's nothing hold this House. The House is going to be there into the future as well.
Moroidhania, without introducing a new angle, go ahead, member for Buri.
You know, this bill that has been brought forward by my very good friend, Mr. Rotich, stands to fail totally if we don't take some action. And the only opportunity that we have is amending as proposed by the chair of Internal Security Committee. Madam Chair, we cannot make it very easy to remove all my opinion is that we move and align it with the National Assembly procedure, meaning that we take the 1/4 and then we delete section B and C. Because if we don't do it, then the 2/3, which also might be impossible to introduce, and it will defeat the purpose of impeachment. So I suggest that we proceed and enact and align with the National Assembly and what the senior counsel had indicated, that in law, the 2/3 does not exist. So we cannot really put an illegality into an illegality. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Because it's the body of the bill. So now, the communication for the House is that we are doing it part by part. Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, I want us to make progress. Yes, Honorable Kajwang.
Chair, thank you so much for indulging us, because we are making law for posterity, and this is an important thing. We have agreed as it is. The law is a third.
Yes.
And so Honorable Timothy was raising it. And also Honorable Tongoyo was also talking about initiation, but there is also something in B, which is formation of committee. So what we are generating consensus about is to defeat Honorable Timothy's amendment so that we go back to the Act and also defeat Honorable Tongoyo's amendment on B only. Go back to the Act. So it is a third, and accept Honorable Tongoyo's amendment on C, which is 2/3. So you initiate 1/3. You form committee 1/3. Then if you want to accept or remove these people, 2/3.
So, honorable members, we will therefore prosecute each part independently. And honorable members, check the amendments on the order paper. Those are the ones by Honorable Tongoyo. In the order paper, he proposes that clause 2 be amended A in paragraph A by deleting 2/3, substituting with a quarter. That is one amendment. B by deleting paragraph B, all of it. That's another proposed amendment. And by deleting paragraph C. So, honorable members, because we have had that debate, allow me then to propose the question that clause 2A be amended as proposed by Honorable Tongoyo. I now put the question that clause 2A be amended as proposed by Honorable Tongoyo. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. Before the global question, we go to 2B.
Clause 2B.
Honorable Tongoyo. Yes.
I'm sorry, it will look a bit confusing. If we defeat this amendment, it will take us back toward the proposal of the bill intended. No, don't, I'm talking, you're not the chair. If we defeat this, it means we revert to 2/3 to introduce it, which makes it almost completely impossible.
In fact, Honorable Tongoyo, you are totally in order because Honorable Toroitich, honorable members, as I had said, has no amendment. We therefore will go to the global question of that 2A be part of the bill. Then if you make a decision to defeat that, then you'll revert back to 1/3. But if you accept, it goes back to 2/3. So, honorable members, I now put the question that clause 2A as amended I now put the question that clause 2A be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. Read it out.
Clause 2B.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 2B be amended or deleted as proposed by the chair. Honorable Tongoyo. No debate, no intent on debate. I put the question that clause 2B be deleted as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. I now put the question that clause 2B be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it.
Clause 2C.
I propose the question that clause 2C be deleted as proposed by the chair. Honorable Toroitich.
Chair. C, no, Chair, it has to be very clear. C provides that the final resolution to remove a county CEC member, the final, under the current law as it is, section 40, provides for a simple majority. I have proposed it to a 2/3. The committee has taken us back and said we delete our proposal of 2/3 and we retain a simple majority. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I pray that my proposal is sustained so that we have a new.
Very well.
Yes, our amendment goes through of 2/3.
Honorable members, Honorable Troitich is right, because his bill is to take it to a 2/3, which we are in agreement if I hear Honorable Tongoyo. So, honorable members, I therefore put the question that clause 2C be deleted as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. I now put the question that clause 2C be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. The ayes have it. Honorable members, I know this is confusing, but the import of it, honorable members, is that we have taken the threshold of the actual removal by your aye remains as proposed by the member for Marakwet West, which is 2/3. So it is in order, honorable members. Yeah. Honorable members, allow me to put the global question that clause 2 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
Honorable members, I propose that the title be the title of the bill. I now put the question that the title be the title of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. No amendment. I now put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, we have come to the end of that committee. Mover to move reporting. Honorable Tongoyo. Troitich, are you ready? It's very confusing. But you see, his amendment is deleting majority and replacing with 2/3. No, on the bill. Indo bill yake. And they have defeated your deletion. So it stays the way it is on the bill.
It's a very confusing.
Yeah.
No, Chair,
Honorable members, I do not know why we are a bit confused, because Honorable Toroitiches is the bill the way it is. The moment the deletion has been defeated, we revert to his bill, which goes to 2/3. I do not see the confusion, Honorable. Are you ready to move reporting?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we have now agreed, and Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 25 of 2023, and its approval, therefore, with amendments. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and also request.
You're moving reporting. Honorable Toritich, you have already moved reporting. I therefore put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 25 of 2023, and its approval thereof with amendments. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members, we are still in the committee. But before the start of the next bill, allow me to recognize a delegation from the National People's Congress of the People's Republic of China. Honorable members, I wish to introduce to you a delegation from the 14th National People's Congress of the People's Republic of China, who are seated in the Speaker's Gallery. They are, number one, Honorable Lu Xinshe, member of the National People's Congress, NPC, Standing Committee and Chairman of the Environmental Protection and Resources Conservation Committee. Kindly stand up if I mention your name. We join to welcome you to this House, or they're in the Speaker's row. Honorable Wang Yi, member of the National People's Congress, NPC, Standing Committee and member of the Environmental Protection and Resource Conservation Committee. Honorable members, the delegation is accompanied by the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, Ambassador Guo Haiyan, and the technical team of the committee. They are in the country to further strengthen the long-standing relations between our two parliaments and also hold discussions on matters of environmental protection, renewable energy, sustainable natural resource management, climate change, and green investment. Honorable members, on my own behalf and that of the National Assembly, I welcome them to Parliament and wish them fruitful engagements during their stay in the country. I have been requested by Honorable Shakil to make some statement on the same welcoming note. Honorable Shakil.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, Chair at the moment in time. Madam Chair and Madam Speaker, we have a very close relationship with the People's Republic of China. And I'm honored to be the chair of the Kenya-China Parliamentary Friendship Group. We have had a number of engagements, not only in China, but also here. We've had what we call online meetings at the time of COVID, where we are meeting the members of the People's Republic, the People's Congress in China. We had a meeting here. A number of our members of parliament were active in that meeting. It is a great honor to receive the team, and they will be going on to the Masai Mara. They are here to look at some of the environmental aspects that we have and we've put into force. Madam Chair, our relationship with the Chinese People's Party and our relationship with the People's Republic of China is a very strong one, and we have gained a lot, even as a member of parliament, as members of APNAC. They have been guiding us on the issue of corruption, and we have had a great relationship. Madam Speaker, may I request kindly one indulgence, and we could ask my colleague, she also
It's not in your place, Honorable Shakil.
I was asking your
You
indulgence.
have made your point.
I'm asking your indulgence.
You have made your point.
Madam
Honorable
Yes.
Shakil, thank you. I'll give, first of all, Honorable Sunkuli as the former ambassador. Were you in China, ambassador? Make a very quick statement, 1 minute.
Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, I would like to welcome the members of the National People's Congress, the NPC of the People's Republic of China, where I served as ambassador. The NPC is the highest political organ in the People's Republic of China, and it's the equivalent of our parliament. And we had great relationships with them, together with the Communist Party, and they have been foundational to the development of our country in the last 10 to 12 years. And we want to welcome them to feel at home, and I'm glad that my constituency, or the Great Masai Mara, is one of their destinations. And I hope that many, many more Chinese people will continue making Kenya a destination, both for business as well as for tourism.
Very well. Honorable Nyamai, honorable members, we keep it short.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the reason as to why the Honorable Shakil was asking is because we traveled together. I represented the Speaker of the National Assembly, and the Honorable Shakil was the leader of the team because, as the chair of the Kenya-China Friendship Group. I would like to welcome the high-level delegation and say that it's a delegation that is extremely important for us as Parliament and as a country. We value the treatment and the exposure that you give members of Parliament when we visit, and we would like this to continue, and we encourage you to always start with any new Parliament that comes so that Kenya and China can continue benefiting from the relationship within our parliaments. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Finally, Osoro on this. Honorable Osoro.
Okay. I think I have two mics, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair.
That tells you do not come with your card. That's why it's roving.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That is true. Honorable Chair, thank you very much. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome the high-level delegation from China and inform them that China and Kenya share a very cordial relationship, both on matters development of our region and also, sharing matters politics. Honorable Chair, when the government of Kenya partnered or opted to partner or face towards the east, Kenya, since the government of Kenya opted to focus towards the east and even west, Honorable Speaker, you'll notice that there has been tremendous growth in the country in terms of development. And I'm happy today, as a person who is an advocate of the environmental matters, Honorable Speaker, to hear that their interest is largely on the line of the climate change, when the country and the world is focusing on the, green energy and other matters, Honorable Speaker, that are very important to our health. But of importance to inform them this morning, they may have noticed that there are several seats that are empty here, Honorable Chair. But it's because today, being a Wednesday, is usually a private member's bill day, and members of Parliament also hold sittings or committees in various, departments. So many of our members are also legislating in their committees, in their committee rooms. But those of us who are not in some of those committees this morning are here to legislate also for the private members' bill. And that is why they see the House this way. So, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much, and I welcome them. Thank you.
Karibuni Kenya. Honorable members, we are now in the committee of the whole House for the Basic Education Amendment Bill, sponsored by Honorable Tom Oluoch, National Assembly Bill number 3 of 2025.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. There is a proposed amendment by the Chairperson Education Committee. Therefore, honorable members, I will treat clause 3 as though it has no amendment, because the mover is not in the house. Yes, the committee. But we are already in the committee. Munataka tufanye nini? Yeah, treat it like it's not there. If people are not ready, kama hawako hawako. Mnaniambia sasa hivi sawa. Honorable members have been requested to defer these amendments. We'll go to because Oluoch amemobilize watu mpaka wako kwa gallery. Surely, it's a Wednesday morning. Then you say we defy it.
Simply kill it. It should be arranged in the committee.
It should be?
Kill.
What?
Entirely. You cannot defy it. Either drop or you kill it.
No, we can defer the whole committee. But you see,
All amendments by the committee chair, we consider them dropped.
Yeah.
Because 10 minutes is enough time to wait.
it will be very unfair for Oluoch.
What is it?
But
What's your opinion? We drop them. We know procedures have to be followed. Yeah. When there is no fairness, we drop. Actually, we won't even call it for debate. We just drop them. And we proceed with now. Just call them, drop them, drop them.
What were the amendments?
What we're trying to do actually...
Are you agreeable with them?
No, I don't agree with that because it seeks to reverse the entire essence of my bill. And if you go to the ones now that are seeking to delete all these things they are deleting, it brings the bill back to zero.
Where are the committee amendments?
The committee
It's not on the one.
2, 3, on page 1926, then 7, 9, 10, and 12.
So Mimi, Skia. So if Mary is not here, Oluoch is ready, but we cannot also ignore the committee. It looks bad to ignore the departmental committee. My proposal is we defer the whole committee.
We defer the committee and proceed with mine.
No. But mbona Mary hayuko leo?
They are aware. I mean, this is the order paper, and apparently not even a single member of the committee, which is very
Hapo
strange.
iko shida. Yeah, we defer the whole committee. Yeah. So ambia Reto akae standby.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, akona amendments mob sana. We also cannot ignore the committee. Oluoch. I know it feels bad, but if we ignore the committee, itaenda ile activism, haitakuwa na input ya serikali. Honorable members, there seems to be a bit of consultations that needs to go into this bill. So allow me to defer this committee until the next appointed time of consideration. We'll do.
Honorable members, Madam Speaker.
Chair, Committee of the Whole House, please proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 25 of 2023, and approved the same with amendments.
The mover? Mover of the bill?
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee on the said report. I also request the Honorable TJ Kajwang to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I now put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now call upon the mover to move third reading.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 25 of 2023, be now read at that time. Honorable Speaker, I also request the Honorable TJ Kajwang to second.
Honorable TJ.
Madam Speaker, I wish to second the third reading. Madam Speaker, we had an interesting moments when we had to consult across the House. And at the end of the day, Honorable Timothy was gracious enough to understand where we were going, but also Honorable Tongoyo and the member from Meru were very energetic to shape our minds. One thing which came into my mind, age is gold, and being around is a good thing. I'm asking Honorable Timothy to come back the third term, and I'm sure he's going to come, the second term, and I'm sure he's going to come. When he will come, these issues will be very clear. And I also ask those who are watching, some of us who are third termers should be given fourth term or fifth terms, because investing in this house is gold, and it comes with age. And I second. I second, and it's not in my place, but Honorable Nikal is itching next to me here. I'm sure you would want to.
Honorable Kajang, you are a trained speaker. You're actually a trained speaker, but let me just say that I am going to allow the Honorable Nikal to make a comment. You know all the rules, and I know that you know that you shouldn't have done that, but I call upon the Honorable Nikal to make a comment.
Propose.
What? Before I give you a point of order, can I first of all propose? Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 25 of 2023, be now read a third time. Honorable Dr. Nikal.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
And please don't talk about the fourth term like your colleague did.
Well, it's almost obvious, but let's leave it at that. Now, this is actually a very important amendment we have done. The position of CECs in counties people have wondered whether they are functioning or not, but I think it is an important position. It is important that they feel stable. What I know, the power play between politics and in the executive has to be looked at very carefully. So when people are in appointed positions feel unstable, they don't work well. Even if they know things are going to go wrong, they let it go wrong because they are afraid for the positions they are holding. Therefore, this is a good amendment that actually makes that position feel a little wrong, unstable, but also still gives the county assemblies the authority with a little bit of effort to actually sanction them when necessary. So this is an important, and I support in the third reading.
Thank you. Ambassador, please proceed.
Sorry, Madam Speaker, I support the third reading, but I hope that in the near future, the Senate will come up with more amendments to actually get rid of redundant offices. I personally do not believe that we need both the CEC and the CEO and all these positions. We are using taxpayers' money to name people with big names, and yet they do not have responsibilities to perform. Madam Speaker, I hope that these amendments will come, and I can see that my colleague from Nandi is actually having her hands up because very soon she'll be a governor. But Madam Speaker, she will find that those offices are not useful.
The Honorable Mother Wangari, who has also ably chaired the third reading of this bill.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, this has been very engaging because it is not just about this time. Since the introduction of devolution, a lot has changed, but the one thing that has remained constant, Madam Speaker, at the counties that we are dealing with is a wage bill. Madam Speaker, we take money and billions to the counties, and when you go to a funeral, a governor has 2/10 of people attending a funeral. They don't even know who is being buried, Madam Speaker. Then accompanied by 20 vehicles of the county. And Madam Speaker, that then makes sure that when you go around the constituencies, you do not see the money that we have ably appropriated in this house. And Madam Speaker, the other issue that we are dealing with is the issue of governors wanting to be senators and senators wanting to be governors. I know we do not want to talk about it, Madam Speaker, but it is eating into how things are being run at the county level. And I hope that we can bring, the Senate can bring some more progressive laws, including what NGCDF has done. Can we appropriate this money and say 30% goes to health, 30% goes to ECDs, goes to polytechnics? Madam Speaker, that way we'll be able to look at the amount of money that is going vis-a-vis the work that is being done by the county government. But I agree with Honorable Sunkuli that the bulge at the workforce must be dealt with at the counties. Otherwise, we'll just have so many people in the county level that you do not know even what they do, but the work they churn out and the output is almost negligible. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Soro, the whip of the majority party.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't know why today. Hi, what is happening here?
Honorable Soro, you know the reason as to why we are struggling to trace you. You know the reason. The table office is struggling to trace you, so you know the reason, okay?
Well guided, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to join in this debate and support this third reading of this amendment, Honorable Speaker. Several years post the 2010 Constitution, I think it's about time that we also review what works and what doesn't work, especially matters that pertain the county government, Honorable Speaker. You know, just like the Honorable Mother has said, the ballooning wage bill in the county governments is a challenge here, Honorable Speaker. That you send a lot of billions to the counties, but 90% of it goes to the wage bill. When you talk about the CECs and the CEOs, you forget the fact that those CECs and the chief officers, each of them has been allocated a driver, a PA, I think somebody to carry a handkerchief, another one to carry I don't know what, you know. And without roles well defined, a chief officer has got about 10 officers behind him or her. A CEC has got about 15 officers. And by the way, going to the nitty-gritties or the operations within the county government, you realize, Honorable Speaker, that even CECs have no role. Governors engage the chief officers directly because they are accounting officers. So the CEC's role is limited to reading newspapers from page 1 to obituary, Honorable Speaker, every day in the office, and called upon to accompany the county governors to functions. And that is why you see in the functions of the county governors, the very tent that you see that shouts, you know, with ululation and clapping for the governor, 90% of them are county government workers. It has nothing to do with the public. All those seats that you see in front there and people clapping in suits, well-dressed suits, designer suits, very smartly dressed ladies. All those seats in front there, and gentlemen, all of them, I'm being guided by Honorable Cynthia, who wants to be governor, but all of them sitting in front there, Honorable Speaker, clapping for whatever the governor says. If he laughs in his speech or her speech, they will clap, because that is the limitation of their role. Honorable Speaker, I am on record in this, I was having said, Honorable Speaker, that you send billions to a county, but you'll need a microscope to see what they do. Unlike what you send to the constituencies under NGCDF, that is in full glare of everybody to see the classrooms, the bursaries. But what they are doing, Honorable Speaker, is simple PR, and having a crowd that has been hired every time in public functions, and with big names and podiums and big titles, call Your Excellency, Excellency, Excellency. It's about time that we review what works in the 2010 Constitution. And that is why Kenyans to date, Honorable Speaker, and you'll all agree with me, Honorable Members, that Kenyans today do not know how to differentiate the roles of members of parliament and the roles of the county governors. To date, we are being asked about development. To date, we are being asked about hospitals. To date, we are being asked about matters agriculture. To date. And I mean, across all over, all these places that we lead, Honorable Speaker, because people do not understand that this is supposed to be done by these county governors or the county assemblies because of such, confusion. So it's about time that we review. And that is why, in copying the words of the Honorable Mother Wangare, perhaps it's about time the Senate and even the National Assembly come up with the laws that in division of these revenues that we send to the counties, as we send to, we don't give them an open check like NGCDF. We shouldn't give these county governments an open check that go spend the way you want. We should give them with a vote that this 20% should be doing this job. 30% should be doing this. 50% should be doing this. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, with the open check that we've left them with, I can tell you, and members here can say, 99% of the allocations that we give goes either to their pockets or their proxies' pockets. And sadly, Honorable Speaker, they use it to maintain that seat. They simply use that money. It hardly helps them. You use a lot of money so that when a chief guest comes to your function, say the president, you buy everybody around. So you keep on revolving around. And this is a challenge to any person that wants to be governor. All of us want to be governors. Today you are here, we are speaking large, we are talking big on resources and everything. When you go to the counties, you realize that perhaps that is the modus operandi. You are being, when you meet your colleagues, what they do, they guide you, they teach you that, if you want to lead, this is how you do it. Beat those people who don't side with you, have a whole dozen of goons around you, have a team that cheers you in funerals and functions, and then you find yourself having lost hope. But when you leave office, the world is round. You will suffer because you've spent public resources, you've left mothers and children die in hospitals because of these things that, because of selfishness that we have. So, Honorable Speaker, I feel bad for devolution. We added money here the other day. We gave them 428 billion in this house, Honorable Speaker. But trust me, we need to ask ourselves, we've been giving we started with about 250. So we are at an average of about 200 billion, Honorable Speaker, since devolution started up to now. Ask yourself what 200 billion shillings has done in your counties. Start from here in Nairobi. Just look around. And I'm not really name calling anybody, but just look around Nairobi, where we all live here. We all live here. We all come from estates. Look at the dirty state of our areas. Look at back streets. Look at the way it's disorganized, Honorable Speaker. And, it's not about you are a member of my party. No, let's speak facts. If you're doing nothing, you're doing nothing. Go to your counties and look. People are suffering, Honorable Speaker. People are suffering. The ECD teachers are suffering, Honorable Speaker. What these people are only doing is PR stunts, Honorable Speaker. Get something for small kids in school. Get something for, that is branded your name. And so that it is a sad state of affairs, Honorable Speaker. And it's about time we ask ourselves, do we really have proper laws that bar these people from stealing, Honorable Speaker? With those many remarks, Honorable Speaker, I call upon this House and even the Senate to review, to look beyond what the amendments that have been brought so that you can be able to have proper laws that will stop thuggery that is in the counties. Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker.
The Honorable Cynthia Muge, member for Nandi County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and allow me to appreciate the Honorable Member for Marakwet East, West, who is very diligent and also progressive, going by the amendment that he has brought to this House in regards to how the counties operate and how the CECs should be operating in the counties. Of course, Honorable Speaker, I support this third reading, and I support the content that is in this third reading. Honorable Speaker, for a very long time, of course, it's on record that I have served at the County Assembly. So serving at the County Assembly, I have also been in a sitting that a CEC has been brought to the County Assembly for impeachment. And Honorable Speaker, I want to echo the sentiments of Honorable TJ, that he clearly said, and Honorable Nyikal, that they clearly said the people who are in office should be able to have some sort of security in their jobs, so that, Honorable Speaker, they can have a good time and a better time in delivering on their mandate. And I honestly do appreciate that, Honorable Speaker, and I support it. Because, Honorable Speaker, if you make it as easy as it was previously before this amendment came in, it would be something that is used for witch hunt. If you're not bowing to my demands, I can be able to marshal a few numbers and you're gone. But making it watertight, Honorable Speaker, I think is good in supporting the issue of devolution and making devolution work. Of course, Honorable Speaker, I also do support the suggestion that the county government and devolution should actually be looked at more deeply. Because, Honorable Speaker, this is also giving us an opportunity to look at this devolution baby, to see if it is actually meeting the milestones that it should be able to meet. And to be honest, Honorable Speaker, like all the members that have spoken before, we are feeling like this baby is not meeting the milestones as they should be able to meet them. And part of the things that should be done is look at the issues and the reasons why this baby is not meeting the milestones. And Honorable Speaker, Honorable Hosoro has spoken passionately about what happens in the county governments. And of course, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that I do agree with him, because I have also seen what happens in there, of course, from the County Assembly of Nandi that I served before. And of course, Honorable Speaker, it is our job, it is our duty to make sure that we are able to support devolution by not killing it, but by enhancing the good things that devolution came with, and by completely killing the bad things that came with devolution. Part of the ways that we are able to kill the bad things that came with devolution is by making sure that we are progressive in amendments of the laws, in amendments of the bills that are actually anchoring devolution altogether. So, Honorable Speaker, I do support this amendment, and I appreciate the Honorable Member, Toroitich, for being this progressive to be able to bring this. And I can assure you, Honorable Speaker, if anyone has a doubt that when I become the governor for Nandi, the third one in 2027, this will happen, they should know that I will not change my ways, and I will make sure that I do the right thing, because I'm a supporter of devolution, and devolution can work. Devolution is actually the God-sent agent for the people of Kenya, so that they can be able to get services from the lowest level, that is the village administration, Honorable Speaker. So I do support this, Honorable Speaker.
Good luck, Honorable Cynthia. Good luck. The Honorable Rindikiri will be the last one on this. Members, knowing that this is third reading, so just make quick comments. Don't debate.
Okay.
I allowed Cynthia purposively. I knew how she was going to end. So I was just waiting for her to make the right comments for herself. So please don't take the Cynthia away.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. You know, I was there right from the beginning of this morning, together with the other wise men and women. Madam Speaker, I think this issue of the county management is a thorny issue. Madam Speaker, I look at my account that is going to receive 10.8 billion. And out of that 20.8 billion, 75% will go towards recurrent expenditures, leaving very limited amount for development. Madam Speaker, the governors have turned the management of the counties into something like a private property. And that's how many of them are treating even the employees, CECs, directors, etc. Madam Speaker, it is very unfortunate that we are appropriating 428 billion shillings, but at the end of it all, you can only see about 25% of what that money has done to the counties. Madam Speaker, I agree. Some counties are bloated employment, and they are continuing doing so at the expense of development. So in as much that we are saying yes to devolution, we need to ask the governors to show us the value of the money that we have appropriated to them. And it is not only the money appropriated to them, they also receive donor funds. They also do own corrections. You look, Count of Melo, at the end, it will end up by about something like 15 billion. But then when you go to look at the education sector, ECD classes is a problem even to build. You go and look at the health institutions, they're in deplorable state. You go at the roads that they are supposed to be managing, they are in deplorable situation. So you ask yourself, where is this money going? We should not make it easy for governors who have failed to start sacking or impeaching the CECs, etc., so that they can get an excuse. This aspect of impeachment is not a good thing. But some people are going to make use of it. And that's why the mover was trying to make it very difficult for them. But again, we should not make it very easy for them. We shouldn't. Because some of them will put some of the things, if you can't agree, then you have to be impeached. And you are going to tell you, I can tell you, Madam Speaker, these people will target the people who challenge them in the management. They like sycophants. They don't like people who are professionals, who are ready to work for the counties. So this bill is good.
Thank you.
And it's a warning. It's a warning to some of the governors. Some of us we are seriously thinking either to join Munge or not. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Very well. Member for Kibra.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Despite the fact that you had said that was the last speaker, I must be grateful that you have given me this opportunity also to put in one or a few comments. The kind of money that we give to the governors, at this time it was over 428 billion. And some of the counties get almost 15 billion at their disposal. I think in the future, the profile and the kind of governors that we choose, we need to have basic requirements for people to be governors. They are those governors who have never been in any managerial position. They have never been in any public office or any other office to allow them to manage such kind of monies. When we talk about the NGCDF, it has been managed that the MPs now do not have direct control on that money. We need to have clauses within these systems that do not allow the governors to misuse the funds that we give to them. The governors have made this as their personal property. We should not be seen that we are fighting the governors. No. We are looking at service delivery to the people of this country. You will find that some MPs have done better than the governors have done. Yet the governors have been given a colossal sums of money in this country to take care of the needs of the people that they govern. Now, this devolution does not come to benefit a few individuals. The devolution that we fought for in this country was meant to bring service delivery closer to the people of Kenya. I therefore say that this bill, I support it, and I say that we must, as a country, look at the way that we govern our counties. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Dorothy Kiara, nominated member by the UDA party.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to weigh in this bill and say devolution was brought to our country and we overwhelmingly voted for the 2010 Constitution because we thought it is a cure
to the historical injustices in some of our areas. But today, as we stand, Honorable Speaker, it is very evident that devolution has failed. But for this particular bill, it has come in handy because we need to strengthen devolution. The only way that counties will move together as a unit is by strengthening devolution. Madam Speaker, we also
members,
need...
I encourage you to just take a minute or two. Just make comments. Let's not debate.
Honorable
This is the third
Speaker,
reading.
Honorable Speaker, we need to channel our efforts to areas that weaken devolution. And Honorable Speaker, we also need to ensure that the expenditure and the money that goes to the county, we don't spend all of it on recurrent expenditure, which is eating all the money that goes to the county, Honorable Speaker, as opposed to development. So, Honorable Speaker, I support this amendment by Honorable Timothy and say it is our duty and responsibility to ensure that we strengthen devolution. Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Umi Harun.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to also contribute to this particular amendment, and I want to congratulate Honorable Timothy. I support this amendment because the drafters of the Constitution had a very good vision when they brought the concept of devolution, but that did not include governors who would twist and corrupt the resources that are available to them. I hope this bill will also not create emboldened CECs, and that it will allow them to do their work diligently. Madam Speaker, I come from a region where devolution has helped in developing so many things, but we still have the problem of corruption. So I hope that this will provide the proper oversight and the support that the CECs need, and that the county assemblies will also be able to do their job very well. So I want to thank the honorable member, and I support this particular amendment. Thank you.
The Honorable Roy Teach.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to sincerely thank the honorable members who have contributed substantially to this bill, the County Government's Amendment Bill. Honorable Speaker, I wish to thank the Honorable TJ Kajwang, the Honorable Dr. Nyikal, the Honorable Sunkuli, and all the members that have contributed to this, making this bill better. Honorable Speaker, it is my sincere prayer that the people of Marakwet West will give me a second term so that I can bring more bills to this House. Honorable Speaker, thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Roy Teach. Honorable Roy Teach, you know I've been in this House, this is my third term. And I want to tell you that I've seen you doing something right. And you know the right thing that you have been doing. You continue doing it. I hope the people have seen and they'll give you a second term. Honorable members, before I put the question, I would like to welcome our visitors. Seated in the public gallery this morning, we have students from Providence Academy, from Kasarani constituency, Nairobi County, students from Kageraini Secondary School, Kinangop constituency, Nyandarua County, students from Ngamwa School, Mukurweini constituency, Nyeri County. And also seated in the speakers galleries this morning, we have students from DEB Nkiria School from Wuri constituency, Meru County. I take this opportunity to welcome you to Parliament, and on behalf of Parliament, I would like to ask the member for Wuri to welcome you. I'll also give a chance to the Honorable Kajwang, TJ.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
After him.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to take this opportunity to welcome all students from the various schools that you have mentioned, and specifically the school of Nkiria, DEB, from Bori West of Bori constituency. Madam Speaker, this school is one of the largest schools that we have in a very remote area of our constituency. And as you can see, they are very determined. It's one of the best performing schools in that region. I want to tell all the students, welcome to Parliament. This is where the laws are made. This is where your member of Parliament sits. This is where we make laws for this country. This is where we make the election on which the government, on how government is going to operate. I want to congratulate all the students who have come and tell them you are going to learn quite a lot. Please don't be on a hurry to learn and to see and to interact with the parliamentary environment. Madam Speaker, this is cool. This is cool. The parent in Kiria Primary School, the parent, the product of their fathers were workers in the forest. And for them to reach here, I think it's a very important occasion for them. So I want to encourage you, please, some of you become members of parliament, some of you become MCAs, some of you become doctors, some of you become engineers. Please work very hard. Finally, please, school is the factory of growth. Don't take advantage of the school to ban the schools, to execute a lot of disciplinary activities. I know this school on Kiria, you are very well disciplined, and we expect to see you through successfully in your life. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Those comments are meant for all the schools seated in the public and also in the speaker's gallery. The Honorable Kajwang, I would like to give you an opportunity to welcome students, also from Nairobi and the others. But before you continue, I realize that members were wondering why I said that the Honorable TJ is a trained speaker. For your information, in the 11th Parliament, the member for Ruaraka was a member of the speakers panel, and he did a wonderful job. So please go ahead and welcome students.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for those kind words. I was a presiding officer until I blew the whistle. And I've learned all these terms. And I think, Honorable Timothy, you should learn the good things here. Don't blow a whistle. If you blow a whistle on a sitting president, you can be in trouble. Madam Speaker, I want to welcome the children, the young people, the students that are here with us, not just from Kasarani, but from all the counties that are here. This is interesting, the fact that they have opportunity to come and see these elegant members do their things. They will have incentive to work hard and to achieve even more than those of you and I have achieved. I just want you to, when you go back to your schools, geography, science, physics, and chemistry should be your staple food, because you have had all the opportunity to see where things are done. You have no reason to do poorly in your exam. You have all the reason to be energized, to be better than member for Buuri. And so I thank you for having the opportunity to come. And you see, member for Buuri is already wearing a white hat. So aim not for your hair to go that direction, but make sure that you are able to do better than we are doing in this house. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. I would like to say that the Honorable Member, the Honorable Rindikiri Mugambi, is a wonderful, excellent Member of Parliament. So, Honorable Members, I would like now to put the question. You know, I'm seeing someone with hands up, and I do not see any intention to speak from the screen. Go ahead, go ahead. Please trace where he is and give him a mic.
Speaker, I want to take the cue from the Honorable Kajwang. And I want to congratulate the students for coming here. And I want to tell the students who are here, you cannot connect the dots looking forward, but you can connect the dots looking backward. Many years ago, I came to Parliament as a student of Kenyatta University. Little did I know that many years later, I'll be seated right here in the House talking about issues affecting the nation called Kenya. But lastly, students, there's something called stimulus and response. Your business in school is not to beat fellow students. Your business in school, the teachers provide the stimuli, and you are supposed to choose the right response. The right response is to inspire, motivate you to pass exams and build a better country and a better nation. Thank you.
Lastly, the member for Kisii County, the Honorable Doris Donya.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I appreciate for the opportunity. Let me tell our children, sometimes you want to be perfect while in school. The school is not where you have to be perfect, but just know if you make mistakes, that is part of learning. It's like saying we have all angels in our churches, then we close down the churches. So don't fear making mistakes. When you live here, know that that is part of learning. Above all, you have to obey your teachers. You pray hard. And to our girls, don't enjoy so much on receiving love letters from the small boys. You will have those letters when you go to university, and the beautiful ones are not yet born. They are there. So don't be in a rush. Hold it. Read your books and know that the future is bright. Thank you.
Lastly, the Honorable Jalango.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. May I also take this opportunity mostly to welcome all the students, and in a special way, the students from Kasarani, Nairobi County. But you hear we have students from all over, as far as Meru, far as Kisumu, wherever you are. Mine is just to tell you that it doesn't matter which school you are in. It doesn't matter that you had to travel to be here today. It doesn't matter how rural a school may be or how much infrastructure a school might have. From that school where you are, you will be able to be whatever you want in this country. I was a student of a school called Nyangoma Boys Secondary School, P.O. Box 23 Bondo, very far and in the deeps of Nyanza. But here we are. Today I'm representing the people of Langata constituency in Nairobi as their member of parliament. So keep the faith, keep working hard, obey your teachers, your parents, be the best in everything that you're doing. And don't worry where you are from anywhere. Just like Lupita said, every dream is valid. Welcome to Parliament, students.
Thank you. Honorable members, I'll now go ahead and put the question. I therefore put the question, which is that the County Government's Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 25 of 2023, be now read a third time. Will many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the County Government Act to increase the threshold for removal of a member of a county executive committee and for connected purposes.
Next order. Anything out of order, Honorable TJ? What is out of order?
Madam Speaker, something is not right. We came this morning, and in the order paper, there was the committee of the House of the whole with the Senate bill and the Basic Education Act. We finished the committee on the Senate bill, and we entered to begin the Basic Education Act. And when the chair called it out and asked for the mover to move his amendments, the mover was not in. Standing orders would have required us to proceed because the order had been called. So, Madam Speaker, standing orders would have required that we proceed with business because the order had been called. And so somehow we don't understand what happened. And the presiding chair decided to defer the proceedings. It is very embarrassing on the honor of the bill, Honorable Oluoch. It is very embarrassing that we are all here, we are all prepared, and somehow without following standing orders and the House, something happens. This needs to be explained properly. Number two, where is the chair of education? He can't just decide not to come. If he decides not to come, it means that he has dropped all his amendments. Please, treat us equally. And this is about private members. This House is for private members. We need to pass legislation. We can't have a situation where government throws it all on our voice. Otherwise, we are not able to do legislation. So, Madam Speaker, I call for a reasoned explanation from the presiding chair and why she did not follow the standing orders and why we find ourselves in a very embarrassing position as we are. And two, this matter came before the House Business Committee. And it is the House Business Committee that brought this matter today. So can we do it this afternoon if we are unable to do this morning? And furthermore, the Vice Chair is here. And she's ready and willing to prosecute. Why can't we go to committee so that we finish this matter? I feel very bad. And some of us are from the Upbet constituencies. And we know that government is fighting us. No, Madam Chair, government is fighting us. They don't want Upbet. They just want to do things the way they want. We are forcing them. But we will force them because this is the legislative house.
I think you have made your point. You want to ride on the same? I wanted to respond to him first, and I can give you a chance because this concerns you. Yes. So just take your seat, first of all, because... okay.
Direction on this. Madam Speaker, this morning I'm a very embarrassed member of this House. Extremely, extremely embarrassed. This bill is not just coming for the first time. I prosecuted and brought this bill in the 12th Parliament, and it is not out of idle concern that this bill came. The bill concerns and affects close to about 3 million unaccounted for, discriminated, and excluded students. These people you see here sitting are representatives that take the burden that the government should be taking under Article 43 to ensure that every child in the Republic of Kenya is entitled to free, basic, compulsory education. So when this bill came for the second time and went through all the statutory steps, the first reading, public participation, pre-publication scrutiny, we even went before the Budget and Appropriations Committee and considered all the reasons that would require that should be considered that are budgetary. And then it came to the second reading and passed. There should therefore be no reason or explanation. And if there is, it should be given to the 3 million Kenyans as to whether they are children of a lesser God. The House Business Committee, once it is seized of a matter, House business, whether it is government or private members' business, becomes the business of this House. And once it has been brought to the floor of this House, it is no longer the property of Anthony Oluoch, or the property of the chair of the committee, or the property of the Committee of Education. It is the property of this House collectively under Article 95 that enjoins us to resolve issues affecting people. This issue is affecting 3 million Kenyans. And if there's a reason why these children don't belong to this country, we should be told. We should be told. I am a very embarrassed member of parliament this morning that very casually a member of parliament should come prepared to prosecute a matter so serious as this one. They are not children. When you give birth to a child, there is no child of one living in Karen and Langata and another one living in Mathare and Kibera and Ruaraka. They are all children of Kenya. This house owes an apology to the people of Kenya and the people in these constituencies. This matter requires a considered ruling of the Speaker and why and for what reason a matter should be stood down. If a member is not here, it should be dropped. We demand a considered ruling of the Speaker this afternoon and a reinstatement of this matter. These children have been discriminated for how many years? Since the Constitution 2010. One more day of their discrimination, even up to 29th when this matter is being deferred, is a day too long. I am very, very embarrassed today.
You want to weigh on the same? Member for Kibra?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I really didn't want to weigh much after two of my colleagues who are ranked members and they are also lawyers have spoken. But because I represent Kibra constituency, where we have the majority of the upper schools in this country. But most importantly, I am also a member of Education Committee. And for this bill to pass the first reading, second reading, this bill came to us in the committee as Education Committee. We went through all the amendments of this bill as a whole committee, and it was unanimously passed by the Education Committee, and that is why it came to the floor of this House. Because it is a money bill, it went to the Budget Committee, which also passed the bill. It went to the Business Committee, and it was now brought for third reading in this House. After it has passed the first reading, second reading, and now the third reading. And this is now a committee of the whole House. Now, this bill now does not belong to Education Committee. The bill now becomes the bill of the House. And as I say, my colleague is very annoyed. We are all annoyed because the procedures are not being followed. When the bill has been called out, then we need to debate and we need to go on with the bill irrespective whether the chairman of the committee is present or not present. I am also a member of the Education Committee and I stand in. When the chairman is not there, the vice chairman is here, we are also here. There is no reason why this should be deferred to a later date. And as my colleagues have said, it needs a weighing decision from the chair so that we know why this bill cannot be. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
So, honorable members, I think the three members have made their point. First of all, the honorable chair, the one who was chairing the committee of the whole House, consulted with the Honorable Oluoch before the decision was made. As you may know, the Honorable Oluoch, I've given you your time to speak, and I've also allowed your colleagues to speak. So you need to allow me to speak. That I feel that you are ready to prosecute, and the chair education committee is not in. He is busy in a very important matter that concerns this House. So it is not that he chose not to be here. Number two, this is going to be scheduled again, not this afternoon, but on a Wednesday morning. And you know, as per our standing orders, that is standing order number 43, that Wednesday mornings, a bill or a motion not sponsored by the majority or minority party or by a committee shall have precedence over all the other business. So I assure you that this is going to be done again. And also I listened keenly to the Honorable Kajwang, and I think he was also very ready. And I believe that you have also guests seated in our gallery who are going to also, I mean, they would have been very happy to see this happen. but I'm assuring you that it's going to be done soon as possible. This is a house of order. This is a house of records. I know that the Honorable Kajwang also approached the Speaker, requesting that we reorder change. And this is a house of order and house of procedure. It is not possible to do that at this moment. And I would like to ask you to allow the House to proceed with other business. And
dwell in unity, peace, and liberty. Liberty includes freedoms from unjust criminalization when one is battling illness. With those remarks, Honorable Speaker, I wholeheartedly support the Penal Code Amendment Bill 2024 and urge this House to pass it. Thank you.
Honorable Nyenze, member for Kitui West.
Thank you, Speaker. Based on Standing Order number 95, Madam Speaker, I seek that you call the mover to move the motion, to reply to the motion.
Honorable members, I would like to establish whether that is the mood of the House. So may I put the question that as many as are of that opinion say aye, as many as of a contrary opinion say nay. So the ayes have it. I'll shortly call upon the mover to reply, but before I do that, I would like to recognize students seated in the public gallery this afternoon, students from Gashada Secondary School, from Geshogo constituency, Kirinyaga County, and students from Gashada Primary School, also from Geshogo constituency, Kirinyaga County. You are welcome to the National Assembly to continue observing proceedings of the House. And I would like to give a minute to the member, just 1 minute to the member for Geshogo to welcome the students from the two schools.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me take this opportunity to welcome the students from Gashada Secondary School, as well as the Gashada Primary School. These are schools within my constituency. Both schools have been performing very well academically. Gashada Secondary School, Honorable Speaker, is the best day secondary school in Geshogo constituency and in Kirinyaga County. So, Honorable Speaker, the primary, Gashada Primary has also been performing very well academically and also has also been performing very well in extracurricular activities. Actually, they went up to regional level in their drama festival. So, Honorable Speaker, I would wish also to welcome all the teachers and parents who may have accompanied them. And these are schools that actually I sponsored their trip because of their good performance in both academic and extracurricular activity. I wish you well, and shortly, as a member of Parliament, I'll be talking to you and encouraging you on many other matters. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for that opportunity.
Thank you very much, Honorable Oloch.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to thank all the members who have contributed to this. They have participated in making a very interesting piece of legislation to humanize as opposed to criminalize people who are predisposed to suicide, people called suffering from depression, mental illnesses. And the Mental Health Act, like has been said by many members, now allows a safe place where these people can be treated as persons in need of emergency healthcare as opposed to criminals. Last point is that this house is a lawmaking house, and this house respects decisions of the court as part of lawmaking. There is a decision of the court that has since declared Section 226 as unconstitutional. So this bill then seeks to align itself to that decision and allows us to follow the very long list of global trends, countries like the UK where we borrowed this from, countries like Guyana, Northern Ireland, Ghana, Malaysia, Pakistan, to try and make this colonial construct a thing of the past. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I seek to reply.
Thank you very much, Honorable Oloch. Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the Penal Code Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 53 of 2024, be now read A second time. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as have a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members,
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the penal code.
honorable members, and the time being 2 minutes past 1 o'clock p.m., this House stands adjourned until today, Wednesday, this afternoon, 1st of July, 2026 at 2:30 p.m.
Thank you.